Stuart, I'd like to ask a question.
Yes.
It's hard to go to a intensive as we had this last weekend without being grateful. There's so much energy there. There was, just no separation between that and higher energy. And you and all of us were creating that. My question really, though, is about what can I do to help you to do what you do, which is unmeasurably wonderful. I don't know. I mean, I'm open to a lot
Pat,
of stuff.
Pat, look, uh, you have to find that in yourself, Pat.
Mm,
You understand? I can't
okay.
tell you what to do for me because, look, I'm not a king. I'm not I can't,
Right.
I'm just Stuart. I do what I do, and it seems to nurture people and help them. And I've been doing this a long time, and I've always hoped that people would find it in their heart to say thank you.
Mm,
To have gratitude, and not just the words thank you, but through their actions, what they do, what they contribute, how they help to support what is going on here. Uh, and it comes from the heart.
mm,
And people have to find that in themselves. You understand? I can't go digging around in your heart or anybody's heart to
right.
find out what you got to bring me, to make my life a little better, maybe, to help build what I'm doing here. People have to find that. And when you grow inside yourself and you develop the kind of system I try to teach people to develop, it organically happens. People overcome this thing of being entitled, the fear of money, the fear of contributing, the fear of doing something. You understand? And these gifts come. They come because people really feel gratitude. But everybody's got to find that in themselves. I can't go around saying, bring me this, yeah, I talk about I want to get a bigger place and all that. And for years I supported everything, when I
Right.
was when I had that center on, Fourth Avenue, that big loft, and 100 people a week used to come there, and I supported the whole thing. This used to cost me $15,000 a month to run that place so that people could meditate and that I could use it to grow spiritually. Understand? Look, I'm getting old. I can't do that anymore. So what I'm saying is people have to I find in my heart the willingness and the gratitude to do 7 of these classes a week online. And that's not easy.
Mm,
To have a retreat and to work with people with cancer all week. And I mean, it's unbelievable. And I'm
yes.
not 40 years old anymore. We're all right. Yeah, I did that. We'd run to India 4 times a year and run businesses and do, 50 things I used to do. So what I'm saying is when you have that kind of gratitude in yourself, you're willing to go past yourself. And when you're willing to go past yourself, you truly find creative ways of saying thank you. You discover that you can support more than you think you can support. You can do more than you can think. And that's all I ask people to find it in their heart, not to be so strung out with this and that and the other. And oh my God, and the stuff
Mm,
people have to overcome just to have a spiritual life is beyond all human imagination. The kind of stuff people have to overcome inside themselves. So, what I ask is, and I've always asked that, find gratitude in your heart. And then by finding gratitude in your heart, you know, Make it an active part of your life, to your family, to the people you work with, to whatever you do in life. Be willing to find a place in your heart to say thank you to them. That makes you go beyond what you think you can go to do. I really mean that, because it's amazing how creative people are, and they can be in themselves, when they suddenly decide that they can go deeper and they can go past themselves. They can do more than they think they can do. So all I ask is find gratitude. Find it in your heart. I can't do that for you. But if you do it for yourself, you will attain an amazing level of your own humanity. Just to be able to say thank you, and to actively do something that enables you to say thank you, contribute to the life of another human being. So I don't know, Pat, you have to find that in yourself. We talked a lot about things, and I find it and then do it. And I'll say thank you, and I'll continue doing what I do, having these retreats that basically transform people. It's amazing what took place last weekend.
Yes.
It was amazing. I mean, look, I've never been through anything that powerful. I used to, yeah, when I was with Rudy, it got like that, but it was unbelievable. And I'm hoping that people sustain it. They really conserve that energy. They bring that energy with them into their life, and it becomes part of their life. They grow because of it inside themselves. And it's my way of serving. It really is. Look, I am so grateful that I'm even alive today. Frankly,
Mm.
if I hadn't met Rudy when I met him, God knows, I'd probably be in some institute. I would have probably had to put myself in some institution. And I'm just gratitude. That's what makes me do what I do, because teachers like Rudy, Nityananda, they basically saved my life. Rudy used to talk about the Shankaracharya, and Nityananda the same way. And he did what he did because of gratitude. And he worked, and he always told me, work brings more work, and it really does. I mean, if you work consciously in your life, you will be given an enormous task to do in this world. And then you can't say no, because I remember when Rudy told me you can be tired on your own time, you can't be tired on God's time. It's true. When you do things serving a higher energy, all the tiredness goes away. You suddenly are capable of getting past your tiredness. So you have to find that in yourself, Pat. I mean it. And that is something extraordinary when you do find it. You're willing to do amazing things in life. Does anyone else have a question? And then you're not more important than anyone else. You're less.
Mm.
You understand? You have humility. You listen to other people. You learn from them. You grow because of the things they bring to your life. That is, to me, an enormous amount of strength. Just having the capacity to be humble, to have humility, to listen to other human beings. Let them be your teacher. Let life be one's teacher. Life has so much to teach us, but it
Mm.
can't teach us if we know more than life, or we think we know more than life. There's no room in us to receive anything that this miracle of life has to teach us. We know better. And of course, all that does is create war and trouble and problems and tension. And, I mean, Pat, I'm grateful to you. I mean, look, you sent me a wonderful donation, for the classes today. I mean, just, I have, you can't believe when I get these donations from people, how it touches me so deeply, you know? And all I can say is thank you. And
Hmm.
people,
Thank you.
make that effort to help me run this situation, So I don't have any fees. I don't charge, I don't have fees, my fee is what is in your heart that you're willing to give. If
Yeah.
it's 50 cents, I'll take it if it comes from the heart. I mean that. If it's, if you're trying to buy your way through as cheaply as possible, I'm not interested. But if it comes out of the heart, well, who am I to say, refuse it? Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes, Bob. I wouldn't know what I would do without you and Pat.
Pat's questions have just gotten amazing. He's on a roll. My question is, when you're ready to move, what kind of a living situation would you like to have in detail and where?
Uh, New York City would be cool.
Yeah.
New York City is a really expensive place. I mean, I'd love to have a loft like I had on Fourth Avenue, Wow. But that loft probably today would cost $30,000 a month, to rent. It was different then, because look, for 18 years I lived in commercial spaces in New York. But they had loft laws, they had all kinds of laws then that allowed you to do this. And you could do it legally. Today, the world is different, It's very different. And although Larry was telling me that there's a lot of commercial space available in Manhattan that they can't rent. So when you were talking about maybe finding something there, I don't mind living in Manhattan. I like it there.
Yeah.
I mean, Jennifer always tells me we go to Manhattan, I come alive. Go down to the Lower East Side, we get smoked salmon and pickles and this and that, and walk around and there's people in life, There's really life. And I like life. I like life. One of the things I loved about India, you walk out on the streets, it was life, every kind of life, So yeah, that, but look, whatever works. You understand a place that's bigger, that has more room, that I can, people aren't crowded into my living room like sardines, And they really that's what I'd be interested in. And all my life, these things always came to me. When I was ready to move from 13th Street to someplace, that loft on Fourth Avenue, I stepped out of the elevator on Fourth Avenue. It took 3 months to find that place. And the amazing thing, it was right around the corner from where I lived. And it took 3 months to find it. I looked at about 60 different lofts in order to move somewhere. And I found this place. I stepped out of the elevator. How much is this? They told me, I'll take it. I didn't bargain, nothing. I just said, I'll take it. It was so fantastic. But I also had probably 100 to 150 people studying with me there, coming to class. And, I needed a big space and a place for me to live. In the back I had, you know, and, and I needed, and God sent it. Now I need maybe a bigger computer. Most of my students are online in Zoom. Look, people from Colorado, from New York, from upstate New York, Oregon, Miami, Florida, Norway, Belgium, Israel, Germany. Makes it a little more difficult, you know.
Hmm.
But I tell you, I really would like to have more in-person classes. I would like to have these hands-on things that I do. I would, because the energy is much stronger, more powerful. And if I found a place that fit into the budget that I could live with, I would move. I don't care where it is.
Do you like Stanford as a location?
Stanford. I mean, do I have a personal like for this place? No.
Uh, so I'm hearing that Manhattan is first choice. Second choice would be in the same state or a different state.
Bob, you can't put me on the line here, Bob, because I really don't know. If the place came, I didn't know I was going to move to Woodstock. I got a phone call, you got to come see this house. I walked into this house. It was one of the most extraordinary places I'd ever seen. It was so beautiful. 7,000 square feet, 17 acres of land. You know, I said, I'll take it. The cost was what a bathroom cost to renovate in New York at that time when I got that. I mean, the place was drop dead gorgeous. Well, you saw that house, right? I took it. Well, if something like that comes along that makes sense financially, I'll take it. I'll go move there, you know? But I never thought of living in Woodstock ever. So that's the way I am. You understand? That's really could be in Connecticut, it could be in New York, it could be, wherever. I mean, I don't know if I want to live in Kansas. But I mean, for God's sake, it could be in Mexico, it could be, I don't care. With Zoom, I could live anywhere in the world. South of France.
Well, I'm asking these questions to get the ball rolling as far as what would make you happy and make sense. And I know it'll come out of left field, but I'm getting the ball rolling.
Well, yeah, Bob, and what'll help get the ball rolling is I'm completely open, is my answer. If the right place comes along, I will say yes. That's it. And it could be anywhere. I really mean that. The right place comes along, I will say yes. As I said, I didn't know I was going to move to Woodstock. I walked in that house. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that house. And I really wanted to build a big center up there, but I had all kinds of problems, and I don't want to get into it. But that's the answer, Bob. The right place comes. The answer is yes. Could be in Florida. I don't know. My daughter lives in Florida. Could be anywhere. I don't know about Mississippi, Alabama. I'm not sure I want to live in those places. you know. But if the right place comes, I'm open. Does anyone else have a question? Just one other announcement. There's going to be another retreat in April. There are already 15 people that have signed up for it. And the maximum I can take that'll fit in my living room is 20 people. So there's 5 more spaces open. If you want to come, let me know or Jennifer know as soon as possible. Okay? And we'll put your name down to be able to attend. Does anyone else have a question?
May I ask another question, Stuart?
Yeah, sure.
You had 19 or 20 people in that room, not including you. And I didn't feel crowded. I felt welcomed. I felt open. I felt supported. Now, space is one thing. It's nice to have more room, but really what has to happen is that you are there and whoever needs to be there is there.
Yeah, but you see, if I have I could put a limit of 30 people and it'll probably attract more people to the work.
Yeah, that's right.
Of
course.
When I did retreats years ago, we would have 75 people would come.
I remember that.
We would rent a bus to bring everybody up there. There's 75 people. I used to have classes with 75 people. I couldn't do hands-on with everybody in every class. I would do a third,
Right.
in the classes. I mean, it was really unbelievable.
Mm.
But my loft in Manhattan could support 100 people coming to meditation. And people came.
Well, we have to find a way to recreate that. It's up to us.
You got me. Tell me where to sign. I will sign up.
Get the contract out.
You got me.
Okay, well, I'll work on it. Okay.
Okay, great. Does anyone else have a question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Would you be open for the time being, just for the time being, to finding a really wonderful rental space near
Yes.
Stanford?
Yes. In fact, I almost prefer a rental space to owning something. I mean, I owned that house in Woodstock, and it used to cost me a fortune to just run it. And yes, I'd be happy to rent something. More than happy to rent something. It doesn't have to be buying something. I just want to see what comes. That's all. What manifests that can make this situation richer and better. And I have to attract more people because God knows when somebody comes, I can pass my work on to. You understand?
Yeah.
You never know who's sent. And I can train to do this, what I do, what Rudy taught me to do. Does anyone else have a question?
I don't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, Pat. You're welcome. And as I say after every class, thank you all. Your presence here makes this possible. And I think many people can benefit from this, you know? And it's not easy. A lot of people want, you know, I'm okay, you're okay. This is hard work. It's deep work. It opens you in creative places that you never dreamed you could go to. And then they hopefully manifest in your life. So yes, I always say thank you to all of you. I feel very humbled by the presence of all of you here that make it possible for me to do what I do. I say I'm not a guru, you know. I'm not interested in sitting in an ivory tower and have everybody bow to me and kiss my feet. And I mean, I've been through that, you know, and it's just nonsense. I just have my job is to pass on what I learned from my teacher. That is my job, to help people connect with spirit, God, build chakra systems, and, you know, and hopefully in turn, they will one day pass it on to other people. Okay, if there are no more questions, and thank you. There will be class tomorrow evening, and I will see everybody then. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Bye.